جاءت به آياته فهو الكريم المنزل وأقول قال الله جل جلاله والمصطفى الهادي ولا أتأول.
Is democracy compatible with Sharia? But the fact of the matter is that there are ways that we can reconcile aspects of democracy with aspects of the Sharia. This is a question that obviously our modern scholars and political scientists will have to deal with, but it is permissible for populations to come together and vote about issues where voting is allowed. Elements of the Sharia can be made compatible with democracy, and it is possible, theoretically speaking, to form a type of democracy where the Sharia is still in place, and it is something that I would say is a very encouraging project that modern philosophers and Muslim social scientists, political scientists, and scholars should be interested in doing.
It is not my right to legislate or your right to legislate. No Supreme Court, no system of government, no democracy where they vote. Can you believe it? A group of people coming together and voting, and the majority vote will then be the law of the land. This type of thinking is clear kufr, clear disbelief. To believe that you know better, or any system of government knows better, any democracy, or whether it be communism, socialism, any type of philosophy, is better than Islam. This is a profession of the fact that you believe that Allah is not all knowledgeable, a'udhu billah, and that He doesn't know what is best for us, a'udhu billah. Therefore, this is a negation of your testimony of La ilaha illallah.
Does medieval Islamic law prescribe the death penalty for extramarital sex? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does prescribe the death penalty for extramarital, not premarital. Adultery, basically. Yes, it does. The texts say things that are somewhat problematic at times. All religious people know what I'm talking about here, right? The texts have some laws that are somewhat bizarre. And this is all text. Should they be updated and modernized? Again, that's an ongoing discussion, and that's one of the main sources of intra-Muslim dialogue. Muslims do need to have that dialogue, and they are having it.
What gives you the right to prohibit something or allow something? Who gave you this right? Are you creators? Are you all knowledgeable? Do you understand the repercussions, the implications of the laws that you're going to pass? أَفَحُكْمَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ يَبْغُونَ? Do they wish to follow the laws of ignorance? Verily, Allah is our judge. He knows what's best for us. So we have to beware of following in this path of those people. Because unfortunately, we have many Muslims today who are influenced by this. And they'll say, okay, we'll take the laws of worship. We'll pray 5 times a day. We'll give the zakah. We'll go for pilgrimage. We'll fast the month of Ramadan. But as for family laws and the economic system and the punishments, I don't have to follow that. This is the modern world we live in. We're not living in the 7th century anymore. We're living in the 21st century. My dear brothers, is the Allah of the 7th century any different of the Allah of the 21st century? It's the same. Has the message of Islam, was it meant only for the 7th century? Was it only meant for a certain time and place? On the contrary, the religion of Allah, or the religion that Allah sent down, is an eternal religion until the day of judgment. To compartmentalize Islam, I'm going to take this and I'm going to leave that, shows that you really don't believe in Islam. You don't believe in Allah. You don't believe in the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you believed in Allah, you would not have the audacity to say, I don't have to follow this. Rather, you would say, Sami'na wa ata'na, we hear and we obey. A Muslim is one who submits in totality. What does it mean to be a Muslim? A Muslim is one who submits his body, his heart, his soul to Allah and to the commandments of Allah. This is what a Muslim is.
Medieval Islamic law, medieval times, medieval scholars.
We need to differentiate between slogans and actual solutions. This is the second point. Differentiate between slogans and solutions. All too often, we fall prey to beautiful slogans. Or there are groups that say, we must return to the example of the Salaf or the righteous predecessors. And again, it's a good slogan, but they are useless in providing actual solutions.
So when you tell me to go back to the past, okay, I agree, we should respect the past, but it doesn't give me what? What does it give me? A solution.
Is to turn back to the way of the early scholars, the early generations. They were the only group who really and truly understood the names of Allah properly, as these narrations show you. And then after them came many groups who deviated from the path. So if we wish to attain success, we need to turn back to them and understand the way they understood it.
When there's a crisis, when the state wants to ban the Sharia, when the government issues something about all Muslims, Sunni, Shia, all of us, we need to come together and we need to have a united stand. Just because we disagree with them in one issue, there's a time and a place to join hands. There's a time and a place to show unity. There's a time and a place to ignore all of those differences.
Wallahi, Shi'ism is filth. I'm saying this to you, Shi'ism is filth. You read their stuff, they allow prostitution, as you know, called mut'ah. You know, they allow lying. They allow so many things that any Muslim is going to reject. And when you read their chapters concerning this concept of prostitution, it is so disgusting. I even am embarrassed to say this to you. You know, I mean, you go and read their books yourself. Okay, they say whoever commits for fornication with this type of way, he has guaranteed for himself Jannah. He's going to go to Jannah. The more you fornicate, the more you do mut'ah, and this is the type of fornication which is now prohibited. What is mut'ah? Mut'ah is you go to a woman and you pay her for an hour or two. That's exactly the definition of mut'ah. You pay her a certain amount of money for a certain period of time. If this is not prostitution, I don't know what is. You go to a woman and you pay her money to enjoy her for a certain period of time. 1 day, 1 hour, 1 week, whatever you want. Okay, this is mut'ah. The Shi'as to this day, not only do they allow it, they practice it to this day. Of their beliefs is that their 12 imams control the creation. They control the creation. What type of shirk is this? Shirk and rububiyyah. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls the creation. And I have read this in Khomeini's book himself. I read it myself, the Arabic version of Khomeini's book, Al-Hukuma al-Islamiyya. I read this myself. Okay, that our beliefs is that the 12 imams, they occupy a station above that of the prophets and messengers and malaika. And our 12 imams control all of creation, and nothing occurs except with the permission of our 12 imams. And they do this and they do that. This is pure shirk, pure blasphemy, and this is why Khomeini, in particular, the ulama of our times pronounce takfir, pronounce kufr on him. This person is not a Muslim, in particular. Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Uthaymeen, the Lajna Da'ima, they all pronounce kufr. A person who says these type of statements, that Aisha, and he is also accused Aisha of this, Khomeini, okay? And he accused Abu Bakr and Umar of kufr, and of hypocrisy, okay? And he accused so many other Sahaba. He accused all of the Sahaba of rejecting the Prophet and rejecting the Quran and Sunnah, and of tampering with the Quran. And he accused the Quran of not being complete, okay? Khomeini himself. We're not talking about the average Shias here. We're talking about their imam of our times. So that is why the ulama of our time, they pronounce takfir, that this person, Khomeini, Ayatullah, Ruhullah, he's Ayatul Shaitan, he's not Ayatullah. This person, he is not in the fold of Islam. For his balala, for his evil that he was calling to. Be aware of the Shias, be cautious of them, know their aqidah, and know that they have one aqidah which they give to the public, and one aqidah which is in their books, okay? The aqidah that they give to the public, well, no, we love Abu Bakr and Umar, and you know, perhaps Ali might be better than them, but we still love them. The aqidah that they have in Khomeini's book, Khomeini says in his book that when the Mahdi comes, their Mahdi, not our Mahdi, there's two Mahdis. We have our Mahdi, there's the Muslims have their Mahdi and the Shi'as have their Mahdi, okay? When the Mahdi comes, he's going to resurrect Abu Bakr and Umar and hang them and whip them. This is what they say, Khomeini says in his book. Okay, crucify them. So many things. He's going to crucify them naked, hang them, okay, and whip them, and so many things. Okay, and they even say something like this of Aisha. So these type of people, beware of them, be cautious of them, and realize that these people, they are cursing your mother too. Really, brothers, don't be. Unfortunately, people out of their ignorance, they think that Sunnis and Shias can cooperate. But the Shias that know their religion, beware of them and avoid them. I am telling you, they are, the ulama of the past have talked about this, the Salaf, Sufyan al-Thawri and others. They said you will not find a group that is more lying than the Shias. You will not find a group that is more filthy in their beliefs than Shias. We're talking about people in the 1st, 2nd century of the Hijrah. They're describing the Shias like this. Imagine in our times.
But there's no people of knowledge today like Yasir Qadi who, you know, will come up with these new discoveries. Oh, it's not shirk for you to call on someone besides Allah unless you believe that He is Allah. Yani you must be as intelligent as a doorbell to even make the statement. Because you're technically claiming that no one has committed shirk ever, basically. And not even the Qurayshis. If you were to ask the people of Quraysh, do you believe that Allat wal Uzza were Allah? They would tell you, no, astaghfirullah. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَيَقُولُنَّ اللَّهِ. The kuffar of Quraysh, if you were to ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they would say Allah. They did not believe that they were objects of worship. This feeble-minded creature now, with his research, comes and tells you, I've been studying so much. I am the PhD carrier from Yale University. He made the discovery that, mashallah, tabarakallah, Muhammad ibn Wahhab was a takfiri, and that, he didn't know what he was doing. Yasir Qadi figured it out. This Yasir Qadi should be shut down. His channel should be shut down. He should never be allowed to open his mouth about Islam. Wallahi, this person is a disaster that has engulfed this ummah. I wish and pray that Allah Azza wa Jal will guide him. Allah guide him, Ya Rabbi, guide him. And if Allah doesn't have it in His decree to guide him, to remove him permanently, so that we don't have to hear him rant about any Islamic subject matter. From the accused the Prophet ﷺ of having ill intentions with Zainab bin Jahash, to claiming that Imam al-Barbahari didn't write this book, to claiming that Abdul Wahhab was takfiri, to going against the way of Salafiyya, to now claiming that shirk is not shirk. What is left for this guy? Quran has, the narrative of the Quran has holes in it. The standard narrative. What is left for this person? And I'm baffled by Muslims who still listen to this clown. Where is your intelligence? To where do you want to go with your religion? You want to meet Allah Azza wa Jal with this garbage that you're learning from this guy? Look, very soon, I'm telling you, if you continue to listen to him, very soon it's going to be all wishy-washy, Christian, Jew, everybody goes to heaven. There will be no more foundations of Islam. They're being destroyed in front of you, one after the other. And we talk about it, we warn against it, and instead of you feeling jealous for the deen of Allah, you get your feelings that, oh brother, why are you speaking about it? Did you send him an email? Did you call him on the phone? Did you go meet him? Just be quiet already with that stuff, man. This guy is publicly destroying Islam, and you want us to go send him messages and emails and say, brother, please, do you have 5 minutes to talk to us? Forget that. Forget that. Did he consult anyone before he came out with this nonsense? No. He does it publicly. He needs to be put down in his place publicly. There's no shirk unless you believe that object of worship is that thing you're calling on is, you think it's Allah. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. MashaAllah, tabarakallah.